There it is.
Well, it's not there. It's in my
Thank
head,
you.
I guess.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Michael Halepas. I'm a barrister from the UK, from London, in fact. Let's see if this clicker works. Oh, there we go. So that's me. I'm a barrister from London. I was called to the bar in 2007 in London, and I work predominantly in criminal law, defending and prosecuting. I'm not an OG. I came to crypto in 2020, at the same time that I moved to the specialist fraud division in the UK. And then in 2021, I accepted a job in Jersey, the original Jersey. It's on the map there on the left. You can see a small island just west of France, south of England. So I work there. You can see it on the right. It's a 9 by 5 mile island. Is classified as a offshore jurisdiction, and it is a leading international financial center. What do I do there? I am a legal advisor for the Attorney General. I work in financial crime, and part of my job, when I accepted the job, was to help the island's law enforcement agencies to plug gaps in their crypto capabilities. So a lot has happened since I joined. I think it's important to let people know that from the conversations I've had, over time, it's inevitable that law enforcement agencies around the world will upskill, will tool up. And what we do in Jersey is we proactively investigate crypto crime. We don't wait for confiscation proceedings or post-sentence. If we identify a suspected drug dealer, fraudster, scammer who handles crypto, and that's what we're talking about, handling criminal property. So what I'm interested in when I'm reviewing a case is not only the financial crime side, but when it comes to crypto, property that is the proceeds of crime or is intended to be used in criminal conduct. So with that latter one, think more terrorism financing. Let's keep moving. What I'd like to say also is, so we will investigate, and we might not prosecute every file that we investigate, but the investigations, they generate data, and that data might be compiled into a useful intelligence package that we can share with somebody's home jurisdiction if they happen to be interested. Oh, wrong way. Let's move on. So obviously this space, this crypto space, is a rapidly developing space, and lots of publications. No one can read everything, but if you are in law enforcement, if you are interested in crypto, I suppose the compliance officers in here can do worse than reading some of the documents that I put up on the screen. So the regulatory lawyers in the room will definitely have heard of the Financial Action Task Force. So they are intergovernmental group, a watchdog that works to set standards for how we tackle crime. They've set 40 recommendations. I'm going to refer to them as FATF. So if you are in law enforcement, you are interested in crypto, that's a good starting point to get familiar with some of the FATF documents. Top right is really worth a read. I am sad, but that top right one is really worth a read. That's from Europol. That's from October last year. And they display some very forward-thinking ideas in there about problems that might come down the tracks when we're investigating crimes in the metaverse. What is a crime in the metaverse or Web3? In which jurisdiction does a crime take place in the metaverse? Do we introduce panic buttons like 911 buttons in the metaverse? I've got to get moving. Bottom left is another useful document, the 5 recommendations from the Basel Institute. All of the literature points to the same thing. Expectations that so FATF has about 200 countries signed up to work towards their standards. And if you are in one of those jurisdictions, it's odds on that you should expect law enforcement to educate themselves and to investigate crypto crime. Bottom right, that less than exciting looking document there is the Economic Crime and Confiscation Bill in the UK. That's not in Jersey, that's in the UK. That's coming down the line. That's currently with the House of Lords for scrutiny. And that, Schedules 6 and 7, you don't have to read the whole thing, is about crypto. And it's really interesting, I think, if you want to have an understanding for what kind of laws might be coming to a jurisdiction near you soon. They introduce the term crypto asset related item, which is wide. And it introduces a provision in there for the seizure of a crypto asset related item pre-arrest. Also, it allows for court-ordered sale of seized crypto, and in exceptional circumstances, court-ordered destruction of crypto. If any of you have some ideas on that, I'd love to pick your brains afterwards. Any feedback on the talk as well would be great, thank you. So I think, what am I trying to say? From the conversations I've had, from the literature I've read, just expect greater transparency in the future, expect more law enforcement investigations, expect greater scrutiny on activity. I don't want to go into the regulatory realm too much, I'm law enforcement. So, right, so top left, you can see a chart there. Typically, the average NFT scam victim loses out about $450. Now, that's relatively little, especially when you consider that the average romance scam victim suffers about $15,000 loss. But what I've included that for is, look, if you see top right, by December last year, where there were supposedly 1 million victims of the FTX debacle, about 2 million rug pull victims, and I'm in that number. So I think I'd urge people to report it. It will help us to build intelligence profiles on wallets. If you're a victim of a scam, don't think that nothing will come from it. If, say, 20 of you report the same wallet as hacked you, then or scammed you rather, that's important. Also, bottom half of the screen, please, VASPs, don't ignore. The answer is not nothing. If the question is, what kind of AML checks do you do? CDD checks. Well, we know that theft, scamming, phishing, they're really popular crime types with this technology. Okay, so top left, so I'm responsible for the law enforcement training. I try and get people from 0 to 1. I'm not a tech person like you guys, but 0 to 1 is really helpful. So our officers know how to identify a crypto asset related item. Top left, there's one there, a seed phrase on a piece of paper, and our officers know why we should never disclose to the public that body-worn footage with somebody's seed phrase on it. That's Nevada Police. Top right, some of you might have seen that doing the rounds. Again, that's one of yours. He's from the United States, but that is a less than subtle money launderer. And it's teaching the police that, look, we're not talking about old custody solutions. Crypto assets, you might seize them and you might have someone in interview, but it doesn't stop people withdrawing the value. I've got to move because there's not much time. Also, our officers know what to look out for. So again, our approach in Jersey to crypto assets is they're just another asset class. But if a fraudster's in the police station and they've got an NFT around their neck, I do want to know about it. Let's move on. Right, quickly, VASPs, please think about money muling. And I know that IP checking on onboarding is great, but please think about ongoing monitoring that you can do to help mitigate the risk. That phone there, that's from a UK case. That was a heroin smuggling gang that was cracked from that message chain. It's traditional investigative techniques a lot of the time. If we can find a wallet, we know where to look for. Top right, that's one of yours, New York. I expect home invasions, sadly, armed robberies and so on to increase, so please don't shout it from the rooftops if you've got crypto. That £5 note, if any of you understand the significance of that image downloaded from a real-life money launderer's phone, you'll see one use case for NFTs. If you want to know more, ask me later. Let's move on. Also, crypto is used for sanctions busting and terrorist financing. If you think that let's say the permissionlessness, instantaneous nature of crypto transactions is not lost on terrorists. There is at least one extremist group to have expressed an ideological preference for crypto, and I can tell you about that off stage if you're interested. Top right, every item in that picture, top right, was purchased with crypto donations. So that's the Wagner Group, and they quite happily solicit crypto donations to send gifts to their Ukrainian brothers. So just be alive to it, please. Like, you've got to do, it's a risk-based approach that you're working to. You've heard the regulatory lawyers talking about it. We're not looking to find and seize crypto every chance we get, but if it's suspected criminal, then you should expect us to do that. I am a big fan. I want blockchain to go mainstream. I think we all have to work together to increase cooperation and communication, to help to reduce the number of illicit transactions in this space. That's how it's going to go mainstream sooner. And that's me. That's St Helier. I told you it was a small island. You can see the north coast and the south coast there. That's me in St Helier. I'll remain there. If there are any other law enforcement personnel, any other tech people who want to share ideas, discuss best practice, please reach out. We're very much about international cooperation, and that's partly why I'm here today. Yeah, so thank you very much. My name's Michael Halepas. I think you'll agree there's a likeness. And yeah, thanks for your time. Really love being here. Thank you.